Something satisfying happens when the truth is finally put into words. You feel the lock break inside your chest. That satisfying feeling you are about to feel is not random, and it is not entertainment. It is recognition. So welcome to Oculus of the Wise. Now, let us begin with the part they never wanted you to hear. They spent years building a cage around your mind and calling it love. They spent years feeding you confusion and calling it protection. They spent years keeping you small, not because you were weak, but because your full height would have exposed every lie holding their world together. And now the cage is rusting, the confusion is clearing, and they can feel it, that subtle vibration in the room when you walk in, that nervous pause in the middle of their sentence, that careful, almost rehearsed friendliness they never used to show you. That is not respect, chosen one. That is fear, learning how to dress itself up in manners. Because the person they tried to silence has started seeing everything, and seeing everything in a world built on secrets is the most dangerous thing a human being can do. Here is a fact that will reframe your entire life. Research in behavioral psychology confirms that in dysfunctional group systems, the first person targeted is never the weakest member. It is the most perceptive one, the one whose awareness threatens to expose the structure everyone else agreed to protect. That was you. You were not bullied because you were fragile. You were bullied because your eyes worked better than theirs. You were the child asking questions adults did not want answered. You were the teenager who felt tension before it had a name. You were the adult who could hear the lie underneath the apology. They did not push you out because you failed to belong. They pushed you out because belonging would have required them to stop pretending, and pretending was all they had. Chosen one, before we go any further, I need you to do something. Not for me, for the algorithm that decides whether another outcast sitting alone tonight will ever find these words. Press like. Right now, that single tap changes the trajectory of this message. It pushes it past the noise and into the feed of someone who has been waiting their whole life to hear what you are about to hear. And if you have not subscribed yet, ask yourself an honest question. How many times has the universe had to send you the same sign before you acted on it? Subscribe, stay connected. What comes next is not something you stumble into twice. Now, let us break this open layer by layer, and chosen one, if you truly carry this energy, you will feel the pull to stay until the very last word. Let us begin. Number 1, they did not break you. They accidentally armed you. Every scar they left on you became a sensor. Every wound became a wire in a radar system, so advanced they cannot even detect it, let alone jam it. Chosen one, pain did not destroy your perception, it militarized it. Think about what happens when a child grows up surrounded by emotional inconsistency. One day, love, next day, silence. One moment praise, next moment shame. Psychologists call this intermittent reinforcement, and it is one of the most powerful conditioning forces known to science. It is the same mechanism used to train soldiers for unpredictable combat environments. You were not raised, you were field tested, and you passed every single trial they designed to break you. Here is what that training gave you. You can feel a lie forming in someone's throat before it reaches their mouth. You can sense a shift in loyalty before the person even decides to betray you. You can read a room the way a surgeon reads an X-ray, seeing fractures beneath the surface while everyone else is distracted by the bandage. They call that overthinking. They only call it that because they have never had to survive what you survived. Let me ask you something. Ever wonder why certain people get uncomfortable around you even when you have said nothing? Why they start over, explaining, fidgeting, adjusting their story mid-sentence? It is because your energy acts like a truth serum. Your presence alone forces honesty out of people who have built their entire identity on performance. You do not even have to speak. Your silence does the interrogation for you. That is what happens when pain sharpens perception instead of dulling it. They expected you to go numb. Instead you went nuclear. They expected blindness. You developed night vision. They expected a victim. They got a living lie detector who can trace every reaction to an origin they have long forgotten. And that is the version of you they cannot handle, cannot predict, and cannot put back in the box. Imagine a wolf walking alongside a flock of sheep. The shepherd thinks it is tame because it is not biting, but the wolf is not hiding. It is mapping every step, every pattern, every opening. They thought your silence was submission. It was surveillance. They thought your patience meant you were out of moves. In truth, you were letting them teach you exactly how to outplay them. And now the lesson is over. Class dismissed. You are the teacher now. Number 2. Your silence is a loaded weapon, and they know it. They can survive your anger, they can manage your tears, they can even handle your words. But your silence, that is the one thing that dismantles them from the inside out, chosen one. The moment you stopped reacting was the moment you started winning, and they have not recovered since. Think about it. Every time you chose calm instead of chaos, you stole their entire playbook. They rehearsed for your explosion. They prepared counterattacks for words you never said. They loaded their defenses against a storm that never came. And then you sat there, still, watching, breathing at a pace that told them you were not afraid of anything in the room, including them. That silence is not emptiness. It is a file cabinet, full of every contradiction they forgot they made, every promise they pretended they kept, every mask that slipped for half a second when they thought no one was paying attention. You caught it all, not to punish, to understand. And understanding without reacting is the most terrifying form of intelligence a human being can possess. Here is a metaphor that fits you perfectly. Imagine a courtroom. The accused expects the prosecutor to shout, to point, to perform for the jury. Instead, the prosecutor sits still, opens one folder, places a single photograph on the table, and says nothing. The room freezes. The verdict writes itself on every face before a single word is spoken. That is your silence. It does not argue, it presents evidence, and evidence does not need volume. Neuroscience has shown that people who practice emotional restraint under stress develop thicker prefrontal cortex density, the part of the brain responsible for strategic decision-making. In other words, every time you chose silence over reaction, your brain was literally rewiring itself for precision. You were not being passive, you were evolving. They will never understand that. They will call you cold, they will call you detached, they will ask, "Why are you not saying anything?" And that question, that desperate need to fill the silence you created, is the sound of their control breaking apart, because they cannot manipulate what they cannot read. And you, chosen one, have become completely unreadable. Not because you are hiding, because you have stopped performing. And, in a world addicted to noise, a person who refuses to perform becomes the most powerful one in the room without lifting a single finger. Pause here, chosen one. If you feel this message pulling something loose inside you, if you feel that electric recognition that says this is my story, drop 777 in the comments right now. That number is not random. It is a signal between you and the universe that says I see myself clearly and I am done shrinking. And share this video with one person who needs it. Not everyone, just one. The one who came to mind the moment I said that. You already know who it is. Now let us keep going. What comes next goes deeper than most channels will ever dare. Number 3. The family secret they buried inside your confusion. This is where the ground shifts beneath your feet. Chosen one, some truths do not arrive with fireworks. They arrive with a quiet nausea that starts in your stomach and climbs into your chest because you suddenly realize you already knew, you always knew. You just were not allowed to say it. The family you grew up in was not broken by accident. It was broken by design. Generational dysfunction does not happen randomly. It is passed down like a silent inheritance, a blueprint of denial, guilt, and emotional debt that nobody signed up for, but everyone was expected to carry. You were handed that weight before you could walk, and nobody told you it was not yours. Imagine a spider spinning a web. It does not warn the fly what the silk is for. It lures with stillness, with silence, with the illusion of safety. That is what some families do. They promise unity while weaving a structure designed to keep you in place. Every guilt trip, every backhanded compliment, every everything we have done for you was a thread, not love leverage. You might wonder, why me? Why was I the one who saw through it while everyone else played along? Because awareness is rare, chosen one. In family systems research, psychologists identify a role called the identified patient, the member who absorbs the family's dysfunction and carries the symptoms that the entire system refuses to acknowledge. That was you. You did not inherit their darkness. You inherited the burden of seeing it. They called your perception paranoia. They called your boundaries betrayal. They called your questions disrespect. But every label they put on you was a confession dressed as an accusation. They were not angry that you were wrong. They were terrified that you were right. And here is the twist they never counted on. The same awareness they tried to crush became the very thing that set you free. You see, manipulation now, the way a pilot sees turbulence, early, clearly, and without panic, you sense emotional games before the first piece moves on the board. You recognize control dressed as concern from a distance they cannot close. You did not break the family pattern, chosen one, you transcended it. And transcendence is the one thing dysfunction cannot survive. They can guilt trip you. They can play victim. They can cry, retreat, accuse, rewrite the story from scratch. None of it works anymore, because you have the one thing they spent your entire childhood trying to destroy, trust in your own mind. And that trust, once restored, is the most irreversible force in the human experience. You cannot unsee what you have seen. You cannot unknow what you now know. They can rewrite every story in the family archive. They can gather every relative into a room and rehearse a new version of history. It does not matter, because the one person who holds the original copy is you, and your memory does not negotiate with liars. It simply waits, patient, accurate, permanent. That is why they are nervous now, not because you are angry, because you are clear. And clarity in a family built on fog is the thing that makes the whole structure collapse. Number 4, they rejected you and accidentally set you free. Every door they slammed was a wall being removed from your future. Read that again. They thought exclusion would destroy you. They thought cutting you off from the group, the table, the family circle would leave you stranded. What they did not realize is that some birds do not discover they can fly until someone destroys the cage. That was you. Imagine a plant growing in poisoned soil, pale leaves, stunted growth. Everyone assumes it is defective. Then, one day someone rips it out, not to save it, but to discard it. But the roots land in clean earth. Sunlight hits for the first time, and within weeks, it grows taller than anything left in the old garden. Their rejection was your transplant into soil that could actually hold your weight. Ever notice how your mind got clearer the moment they left? How your energy shifted the second their noise stopped contaminating your space? That was not coincidence. That was your system finally breathing without poison. Here is a fact that keeps them awake. People who reject you do not expect you to rise without them. They expect dependence. They expect collapse. They expect you to orbit their approval for the rest of your life. Instead, you did the one thing they never rehearsed for. You became someone who does not think about them at all. And that absence of attention, that peaceful indifference, is more devastating than any revenge you could have planned. You did not lose people, chosen one. You lost weight. You lost anchors disguised as relationships. You lost ceilings disguised as safety. And without them, you discovered something their presence had been hiding from you your entire life. You have no limits. The loneliness they cursed you with became your laboratory. The silence they sentenced you to became your strategy room. The isolation they designed to shrink you became the exact environment the universe needed to build something they will spend the rest of their lives trying to understand. Number 5. The power they fear is the power you have not used yet. This is the part that haunts them, not what you have done, what you have not done yet. They have seen glimpses. Those rare moments when someone confused your calm for weakness and pushed 1 inch too far. What happened next did not look like anger, it looked like surgery. One word, one move, one silence. So precise, it collapsed an entire situation without leaving a fingerprint. And then you went quiet again. That is what terrifies them more than the strike itself. The fact that you chose to stop, because stopping means you are holding back. And holding back means there is more, much more. They sense it, the unspent energy, the plans still forming beneath your stillness. The depth they cannot measure no matter how many stones they throw, trying to find the bottom. You are operating at a fraction of your capacity, and you are already shifting atmospheres. Imagine a sky before a hurricane, no wind, no rain. Birds go silent. The air feels heavy with something unnamed. Everyone senses it, but no one can point to it. That is you right now, the calm before the version of you that they are not prepared for. And here is the truth. The universe wants you to finally accept. Every delay was calibration. Every betrayal was curriculum. Every silent night that almost broke you was pressure being applied to a diamond that did not know it was a diamond yet. You were not being punished. You were being compressed into something unbreakable, something that cuts through everything false without apology. That is why your potential feels infinite, because it was forged by time, by truth, by endurance, and by a refusal to become what they tried to make you. You were never here to fit inside their lines, chosen one. You were here to erase the board and draw new ones, and the day you decide to play at full capacity, they will not be ready. The old narratives will collapse, the false hierarchies will dissolve, and the truth will stand exactly where you have been standing all along, quiet, patient, and completely unshaken. So when they whisper your name now, do not flinch. Do not explain. Do not shrink to make their fear more comfortable. The whisper is not gossip, it is prophecy. It is the sound of a world rearranging itself around a force it does not fully understand yet. You, the outcast who became the architect, the wounded one who became the weapon, the silent one who became the only voice in the room that matters. Your time is not coming. It is here. It has been here. The only thing left is for you to stop doubting what the universe already confirmed. You are not broken, you are not behind, you are not too much. You are exactly what happens when the fire fails to destroy what it was meant to forge. And from this moment forward, you walk differently. Not louder, not faster, just unmistakably forward. This is Oculus of the Wise. If this message found you at the exact moment you needed it, the universe is not asking you to just listen. It is asking you to move, like this video. Subscribe to this channel, drop 777 in the comments, and send this to the one person who has been sitting in silence thinking they are alone in what they feel. You know exactly who that person is. Your share is not a click, it is a lifeline. And chosen one, lifelines are what we were built to throw. Stay sharp, stay rising, and never ever go quiet again, unless it is on purpose.